the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and 67. Behold, the Most High is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. I want to start off by giving all praises. Let me say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Halal La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kodash. Double honors to my apostles, elder bishops, here in Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to all the Lord's hopeful elect scattered around the earth. Shalom. All right, I'm a brother Taza Wolf in the GMS New Jersey camp, and just here with a quick video, after work video, if you want to say, on the ride. And I saw these videos while I was at work, and I kind of just want to touch on Spectrum video first on this matter, because he has on the ground. Okay, here we go. Okay, he has on the ground footage of what Donald Trump has put in motion. All right, this law he passed where he's gonna lock up bums. He's gonna lock up. He's gonna lock up, those who are, I guess, mental illness on the street, and these guys are hopping out cars. So I don't know how true it is. Well, as you can see, different news reports, what's happening. But this video per se that I saw a little bit earlier, we're gonna see, coming to a city near you. This is what the prophets always prophesied about, in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And I'll just say, will this lead to Jacob's trouble? Will this lead to Jacob's trouble? Hopefully it does. All right, us of the hopeful elect, we know that through Jacob's trouble, the scriptures say he shall be saved. Who is the he? That's the elect. All right, that's what we're here to teach to and prophesize to around the earth. All right, scriptures talk about Jeremiah being a prophet to the nations. Why is he a prophet to the nations? Because the Israelites are scattered among all the nations. All right, so without further ado, let's play this video. All right, bear with me. Okay, so of course Satan will, mess with the audio. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have to play the video, with a different audio. So here we go.
Start this video off with a warning. This should be the second video that you have seen today here on Full Spectrum Survival on YouTube. The U.S. government, the Pentagon, the military is taking over. We are getting and federalizing the law enforcement across the country. I have video from citizen reporters coming in behind me telling you just how real these things are. I'm gonna have to bleep out a little bit because they are telling it raw. They know what's happening. I want you to know too.
Oh my God, what the f***? Oh, they really hopping out. Oh, real. They really coming to your trenches and jumping out and bagging your ass. Oh,
listen to it. They're coming to your trenches. They're jumping out and bagging your back. They know what's happening. This is a no longer no rule of law zone. That goes for Washington, D.C., California, soon to be New York, Pennsylvania, and a couple of others. It's going to stretch far and wide, chat. Now, I'm okay with this until I'm not. I'm okay with it until the good, tax-paying, freedom-loving American citizens like you and me become the target of illegal tyranny. Seems like a misnomer, illegal and tyranny, but you'd be surprised. They're making laws right now to make tyranny legal. Now, there is a difference. If you're acting in criminal ways, you're out there in the trenches, as the poster says, and if you're getting through there with your groups, You're looting and ransacking. You're taking people from their houses. You're yanking them out of their vehicles. You're harming them and you're stealing from them. I am 1,000% for all forms of the U.S. government to keep the grounds that you and I stand on safe. But when they start coming for you for your thoughts, that's where we're running into some real problems. Okay, let's move forward here. We have some other...
Alright, so you've seen it. I might have to change the audio and edit this video. So I want to let the video play through so I can let you hear the audio perfectly or clearly. Alright. He said they're hopping out. You know, Jake, you know, Edom always sound funny when they repeat Jake slang. That's how you know who are really the Israelites of the scriptures. Because the Bible consists of dark sayings and parables and slang that Edom don't understand. You know, he has this proper, you know, so-called proper way of speaking that it doesn't even roll off his tongue. You know, that's just another topic. But anyway, as you heard him, he said they jumping out in the trenches and bagging your ass. You know, and I guess this is probably more than likely in DC, where Trump said he would put the troops at to clean up DC. I remember visiting brothers and actually seeing a DC house. The streets are bad, you know, it's nothing but fiends, bums everywhere, right across the street. You know, you look at the White House and then you look across the street, it's bums on the bench and all that shit, man. But this is gonna lead to something bigger, and that's the point. You know, these troops being on the ground, okay, once they allow some type of, you know, crisis to happen, all of a sudden they're here. You know, I was thinking about World War, you know, III and things like that. Another hashtag, you know what, can actually happen, and then all of a sudden getting you used to seeing these police. But I'm gonna move from here. You saw the video. I'm gonna move from here and go to the Dabu page. Okay, here we go.
This is Dabu 7, and we've got Trump, the Gentile Messiah, making more threats here. And of course, it's all deflecting away from getting the truth out of what we want with Epstein and everything. Every story that they could pull out, anything that they could do to deflect away from that and to sweep it under the rug. So we have him now pointing the finger at Baltimore, New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles, and threatening them, saying he's going to send in federal troops, and they're going to come in, they're going to do what those cities are not doing. Now, this is black magic at its finest, okay? Some of these aspects need to happen, just like Homan and his strike teams. They're rounding up murderers and rapists and things like that. They need rounded up, they need to go. But on the other side of the coin, those same strike teams are going to be used against everyday people if this place is ever locked back down. I don't know, for let's say a real pandemic. Okay? So you need to open your eyes and see what's happening right in front of your eyes. With the whole southern border now militarized and clamped down, locked down, that's going to be a whole nother distraction and a real-time war for the first time on our southern border, on our soil. Hasn't even gone into action yet. They haven't even played that card yet. Okay? So, Trump is now saying they're going to send these troops into these other cities, which some of these cities do need cleaned up. But that's where you need not be small-minded and stop there thinking about this. You need to see the larger picture. There is a reason in the Constitution and in other places they put things like the Posse Comitatus Act in there, where troops and police cannot be federalized and used against people. If you care. Okay? He's not allowed to do in other states what he gets away with in D.C. This is an illusion being pulled on the masses in real time. Again, black magic. MAGA black magic at its finest here. Right? This is the same base that said, we don't want a blockchain. We don't want a blockchain. We don't want a CBDC. And complained about it. He wrote with his magic pen an executive order and said, no CBDC. Gave it to him like a dog to a bone to chew on. And with the other hand, he gave him blockchain. He gave him the Trump coin, and they bought it. it's complete stupidity. You pick, okay? Either way, it's in full effect, and that's a prime example of it. This is another. Yes, troops, whoever, police, need to help people in everyday life in these cities. Yes, crime is out of control in all these places. But it seems like some of these things are almost a staged event, like the whole big balls getting beat up thing, so they could clamp down on DC. You never cared before about anyone getting stabbed, raped, shot, Seth Riched in DC? Never. But see, DC is a federal district. It's not a state. The governors hold the power in every state when it comes to the troops, so that you know how the law sits. The only way, in the end, that he can ever circumvent any governor in their power is to declare absolute insurrection in a city, where he cannot conduct and issue his laws of the United States of America and all this, which I put nothing past these guys at this point. But this is a warning. You cannot sit there cheering on the clampdown and all these things that could strip our freedoms and go against everyday people just because you think the other side is all Dems or bad and this and that. You need to get it out of the political spectrum, this left-right paradigm you've been sucked into. You need to snap out of the MAGA spell. Because when troops start getting sent to every city, all over the place, used against the people, it's everything we ever warned you about. Does anybody care? Okay, Jade Helm in full effect, on the border, straight up, camps built, not even being used to house any of these migrants. They're being shipped straight out of here and into other countries. He wants to do the same thing with people that don't like him. Remember, this is a Trump that just completely turned on his base, and he fractured his base because he said, look, if you want to care about Epstein and all that, the heck with you, the hell with you. People that are smart and wise, they felt like it was a smack in the face, and they jumped ship wisely, because you don't need to be on this. Look what they're doing with ICE. They're trying to convince all these people out there, because there's no jobs anywhere, go join ICE. We'll take in all 80,000 of you. And what are you doing? You're going to join the feds. People are getting used and led around here with this black magic, large scale, and that's the biggest thing here. And most of them don't even realize what it is, that they're under it and influenced by it. But it's real. Real deal. And the longer that they sit there and ignore it, the more it's working. We're here to break that spell and to snap people out of it. But it takes more than a couple minutes. It takes really wanting to do it.
All right, so, you hear the report, Trump doing this thing, being the devil that he is, okay, that's set up to be the king of Babylon. And what it looks like, is for him to continue on in the plan of the NWO. Though they mask it and they deceived you. Now the MAGAs, or what you call them, are pissed, some of them, because he jumped shift and changed his mind on things and did what he wanted to do. And this right here, which could only guess to lead to more trouble. How they work is a tactic called auto ab KO. All right, order out of chaos, which brings us to problem, reaction, solution. Problem, reaction, solution. The people, they create a problem, the people react, and then they bring a solution. And that solution is to bring forth their control. Because it's not about money, it's not about power, it's really more so about control. All right? And that's what that always remind me of the interview where the Apostle Bar always relate to, and dealing with the micro C-hip, the interview with Aaron Russo and Alex Jones. And Aaron Russo spilled the beans. He said their goal is to what? Micro C-hip everybody and to have control. And that's what it's all about, because when you think about it, that's so true. They already have everything. All right? Scriptures tell us in Job 9:24 that the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So the wicked rule in the world. And that's without a shadow of or a doubt. That's a fact that the wicked is ruling the world. So, as these things progress, Lord willing, the Most High, all right, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, bring prophecy to pass. Because that's what we want. You know, at the end, what we're looking for is salvation. The true worshipers of Yahweh Shai will worship the Father in spirit and truth. And they will call upon his true name. Scriptures also speak in the Apocrypha, how I said the elect shall stand stiffly for his holy name, man. Or well, the elect will stand stiffly for his name. Or the elect shall praise his holy name. That's one. And the other one is when Edras saw the man taller than the rest, which was Yahushua, placing crowns upon the men's heads. He said, these were those that stood so stiffly, all right, for the name of the Lord, man. Roughly paraphrasing. So, you know, this shit is about to hit the fan. Lord willing. All right, we get taken to the next level, which is Bible prophecy. All right. So, what I would like to do is, continue to read where I started off the video at, which was 2nd Esdras 16 and 68. It says, for behold, a burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Now, what is that main idol? It will be that micro seahip, that main idol, which you will, according to Edom, if they have it their way, you will worship the beast, and you will take his mark. Revelation 13:16, he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hand or in his forehead, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, according to Edom. But Yahushua said differently. Revelations 3:10, he said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. So Yahushua is not for this world, okay? And this world is not for our Lord Yahushua, okay? So it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and a reproach and trodden underfoot. So it's all about consent. You consenting, all right, and worshiping the image of the beast, which is this system, and taking his mark. It's all about consent. Now they were saying, yeah, if you don't take the mark, well, you just will be out of society. You won't be in society, all right, and you won't have a way to live. You know, you won't be according to the grid. You won't be on the market for buying and selling. You know, Trump, we believe through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Trump should be the president, should be the one to issue in that mark, you know, because he changed his mind, you know, as you heard Dabu speaking about it in the report. You know, I'm gonna play this video back because, you know, I don't mind just sitting here quoting the scriptures, bringing it out, as long as the Lord put his spirit upon me to teach, you know. And I'm gonna play it back and maybe I'll pause it from some of the things he said. But let's get back to the scripture, verse 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision. So everybody who consent, that said, you know what, I gotta eat, I gotta live, I'm gonna take that mark, I'm gonna do whatever it takes the mind control tells me to do, I gotta live, you're gonna be had in derision. Let's look the word derision up, I'm just curious. Let's look it up. Derision, meaning derision, meaning
derision.
Slovakia. Phone acting up. Come on now. Hold on. Derision, meaning mockery. It shall be had in derision. It says, my stories were greeted with derision and disbelief. People laughed, you know? So you're going to be had in derision. Let me see what else. What is the meaning of the word derision? It says, the act of deriding, mockery, scorn. Right, because once you take that mark, you know, the ones who gave it to you, the system is going to laugh at you. And you're fucked, man, on both sides. Because the Most High said, look, let me bring this out. Haven't gotten this in a while. The book of Revelations 14 and 8. Right, you're fucked. All right, excuse my French, but it is what it is. And there followed, Revelation 14:8, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, right, which is America, aka America. That's what we believe, right? Because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, adultery, idolatry. The main idol would be that mark. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his right hand, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. See that? So you fucked, all right? Once you take that mark, and you're going to be had in derision, because even Edom going to laugh at you. This beast is going to laugh at you, and the prophets of the Lord are going to laugh at you, because the Lord said we're going to laugh in that day. But you're going to be destroyed ultimately. The wrath, the indignation, which is the righteous anger of Yahweh, is going to come down upon you and upon this whole land of North America, aka Babylon the Great, aka America, aka the mother of harlots that made the whole world fornicate, idolatry, adultery. Okay? Let me do something, because this shit bothering me. Baba Kashab, bear with me 1 second. So let's jump back to 2nd Ezra 16 and 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and a reproach and trodden underfoot. So you're going to be destroyed. You're still going to be beat up. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So Trump is the man to bring forth that persecution. It looks like, you know, he's establishing his own orders after Constitution, you know. He doing what he want to do. That's Nero, all right? The king of the world, which is really just the king of Babylon. Hey, Edom has taken a position as posing himself to be the Most High. So don't think his minions, his puppets, ain't doing the same, ain't having the same attitude. You know, because the elite is taking the approach that they will be gods. All right, according to Richard Seed.
We are going to become gods. Period. If you don't like it, get off. You don't have to contribute. You don't have to participate. But if you're going to interfere with me becoming God, you're going to have big trouble. Then we'll have warfare. The only way you can prevent me in this 50 or is to kill me. If you kill me, I'll kill you.
We are really acquiring divine powers of creation and destruction. We are really upgrading humans into gods. We are acquiring, for instance, the power to re-engineer life.
If you look him up, you know, the elder brother Yashawamba, got it from him. I saw it on his lesson, and then I found the video through TikTok, and his name was Richard Seed, and he basically said, look, he said, I will be God. He said, if you get in the way, you will be in big trouble. And he said, the only way to stop him if you kill him, but if you kill him, he gonna kill you. So don't get in the way, you know? And I look at that as something spiritual. He's speaking to the Lord's elect, because But it tells you when you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, the scriptures tell you that we were made to reprove their thoughts. You know, we're like a thorn in their ass, man. Here they is, they want to ride out into the sunset of this utopia, this future that they're predicting to have upon us or visualizing upon us. But then you got the few, you know, on the bottom, the Lord's hopeful elect, just poking at them. And that's why they feel so giant and we're so small, man. It's like David versus Goliath. You know, a giant laughs at a puny weakling, you know, though he seems, you know. Goliath laughed at David. David wasn't a man of war. I mean, he became, but at that moment, he was a, you know, little farmer, man, dealing with the sheeps, you know, playing with the bears and shit. He wasn't a man that went to battle. He was a young man. But he said, I come in the name of my Father, man, which is Yahweh. And the Lord was with him in that power. He slung that slingshot, and Goliath was killed like this. So when Yahweh Shai come back, Leviathan is going to be destroyed like this. All right? And that's Edom, because they're so big and powerful, you know? So it says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So if you say you fear the Lord, they're coming after you. This is where you supposed to have, you know, cash, put that money in the bank with the Lord, sort of say, right? Put that money in the bank. So in the time of need, you can cash out. You know, this truth is all about faith. It's not all about being popular, you know, doing what you want to do, trying to make a buck or be famous. Now these ninjas want to be YouTube influencers and shit. It's a shame, yo. It's a shame, yo. So let's play it back again.
This is Tabu 7, and we've got Trump, the Gentile Messiah, making more threats here. And of course, it's all deflecting away.
Alright, bear with me.
With Epstein and everything, every story that they could pull out, anything that they could do, deflect away from that and sweep it under the rug. So we have him now pointing the finger at Baltimore, New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles, and threatening them, saying he's going to send in federal troops and they're going to come in, they're going to do what those cities are not doing. Now, this is black magic at its finest. Okay? Some of these aspects need to happen.
Hey, black magic is witchcraft. So, you know, that's that order out of chaos, problem, reaction, solution. Cause the problem, the people react. All right, we got the solution. But at the whole time, they did some magic on you, man. Deceived you. Even though they the ones that caused the problem. You know, it's like poking a bear. You know, keep poking the bear, but you got a trap for the bear, so you're poking the bear, hoping the bear lunge at you. Once he lunge at you, then you can catch him in your trap. You know, he fall right into it because he got emotional. Because he got emotional. I was just speaking about this with a loved one earlier. You know, you know, when you emotional, you're easily a target. You're an easy target when you're very emotional. You know, you're attacked by demons. You're attacked by the demons that's on people. Shit. People be demons. They want to fuck with you because they know you're emotional. You get tight quick. You know, quick tempered ain't cool. You gotta use wisdom. You know? So let's continue.
Just like Homan and his strike teams, they're rounding up murderers and rapists and things like that. They need rounded up, they need to go. But on the other side of the coin, those same strike teams are going to be used against everyday people if this place is ever locked back down. I don't know, but let's say a real pandemic. Okay? So you need to open your eyes and see what's happening right in front of your eyes. With the whole southern border now militarized and clamped down, locked down, that's going to be a whole nother distraction.
Yeah, whatever he's doing, once he's doing what he did, or what he's doing, you know, the purpose is to get used to it. You know? Welcome to the new order.
In real-time war for the first time on our southern border, on our soil. Hasn't even gone into action yet. They haven't even played that card yet. Okay? So, Trump is now saying they're going to send these troops into these other cities, which some of these cities do need cleaned up. But that's where you need not be small-minded and stop there thinking about this. You need to see the larger picture. There's a reason in the Constitution and in other places they put things like the Posse Comitatus Act in there, where troops and police cannot be federalized and used against people. If you can. Okay?
Yeah.
He's not allowed to do. And
even though those certain laws exist, but at this point, Edom is like, what you gonna do about it? You ain't gonna do nothing about it. These people, yeah, something may happen, or uproar, you know, riots and people protesting, but you ain't gonna stop nothing. That's gonna bring forth, you know, that's the reaction, because Edom caused the problem, and then he gonna bring the solution once you lash out. You know, what you gonna do about it? That's their motto, man. We told you, man. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. The devil was showing his horns. And Apostle Paul, his writings and his prophecy that he shall be revealed in his time is coming to pass. The devil that the Bible speaks of, man. You don't want to believe it. You might not like hearing that, but it's coming to life, whether you like it or not. The Lord sent forth the prophets, man, and they told you, whether you hear or forbear. You don't have to accept this truth. You don't have to listen either. But it would be better if you did. Not just listen, but taking heed. That was something we talked about earlier as well. Taking heed, man. Because it's one that's a hearer, which is good, but a doer is better. He's benefiting from what he heard. You know, instead of just liking to hear it. Oh, I like to hear the brothers speak, man. Brothers, man. Yeah, man. Shalom, brother. Yeah, bro. But the brothers that's actually doing it, it benefits them. It didn't benefit the cheerleader. You know? And that goes for you sisters too. You know? Watching videos. Shouldn't be no harlot no more. You would go from a harlot to be made a wife. No brother, wife, and no fucking harlot. I'm sorry, I just get pissed when I think about them women, bro. You know? It's disgusting, man. Our people have become degenerates, man. We are due for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua's cleanse, not Edom. Because he don't want to cleanse, he just want to become the Most High. And the scriptures tell you that, right? You want to sit in the temple of the Most High and be as though he is. He is, who is he? Is Yahweh. He is, or he to be. All right? You want to sit in the temple of the Most High and be as though he is the Most High. Who is he is? Yahweh. All right?
Other states, what he gets away with in D.C. This is an illusion. Being pulled on the masses in real time. Again, black magic. Black magic at its finest here. Right? This is the same base that said, we don't want a blockchain. We don't want a blockchain. We don't want a CBDC. He complained about it. He wrote with his magic pen an executive order and said, no CBDC. Gave it to him like a dog to a bone to chew on. And the other hand,
and what's that? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency, right? Which is backed by a carbon footprint, where they track you. They track all transactions. Okay? Everything is going to be digital. The digital is the gradualism, then the conditioning. Then eventually they're going to bring forth what? That mark, man, that the scriptures speak about. You think if they just push the mark right now, that's too, you know, it's jumping the fence. Even though we want them to jump the fence. You know, let this thing go down because we know we're near for Yahushua's return or appearance. Okay? And the mighty angels. But that will be jumping the fence. He got to gradually, you know, bring it in. Condition. Get conditioned now. Lose the way of the dollar. Don't worry about cash. Use your palm. Well, use your phone, use your palm, use your wristband. Now use the mark, you know? Because they want this thing to work, but still, they have but a short time. So Edom is praying, you know, that their will come to pass. They're praying to Satan, which Satan works for the Most High. He's an angel on the left-hand side that's in order. That's in order. And it's like you would think Edom is wise. The scripture says he's wiser than Daniel. You think he's smart, he's bright, he's so, you know, educated or whatever the word educate means to draw out. The Apostle Paul brought out. But he's so intelligent, right? He's so smart, you know, that he would know these things. But it tells us in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Yep. When you read down some, it says they thought these things. I forgot. Let me get it real quick, because I'm done with 2nd Esdras. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. If I can. Right. Is it the 5th chapter? Righteous breastplate. Oh, I think it's not the 5th. Is it the 2nd? I think it's the 2nd chapter. Salakia for that. Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. Right, yep. Wisdom of Solomon 2:20. Let us condemn him with the shameful death, for by his own sayings he shall be respected. Such things they did imagine, and were deceived, for their own wickedness have blinded them. See, they're blind, and they think they can see. For as the mysteries of Yahweh, they knew them not, neither hope they for the wages of righteousness, nor discern a reward for the blameless souls. So they're not thinking about us getting nothing. they ain't thinking about it. They the hell with them dudes, man. They cringe when they hear us, man. You know, we make them sick to the bone, man. I want to hear that. Turn them off, you know? Who they think they is? I'll smash them. They small to me. He's pride, man. He got pride, man. You know? They don't discern a reward for the blameless souls. What are we doing, man? What are we doing that is so wrong? Who are we hurting? Nobody. They hate us without a cause, man. Who we lay our hands on? Nobody, man. All we're doing is teaching the Bible. Teaching the Bible. Teaching the Bible. But they want to destroy us, man. Wipe them off the face of the earth. Get rid of them. Because it's deeper. They know who we are, man. All right? They know the Most High exists. And they know he has his prophets. Back in the ancient time, the prophets were getting killed, man. Everybody want to be a prophet today. But when it comes down to Jacob's trouble, you still want to be a prophet? Want to be popular, right? You know? Everybody want to be a prophet today. But wait till it get rough, man. Are you still a prophet? Are you still a teacher of the Bible? Watch men start denouncing the scriptures. Now, I ain't no Hebrew no more. That was a phase in my life. Nah, man. Nah, I don't believe that no more. You still gonna get got. Edom still got you on the list. So you just, you know, threw it all away for nothing. You know? So yeah, man. Edom don't discern the reward that's coming to the hopeful elect, man. The Lord's elect. He don't discern that. So really they're blinded. At the same time, they swear they wise, man. You know? Especially this cat. You know, I ain't gonna say him because he's speaking on behalf of his lovers, man. His fathers, man. Which is the elite. Yuval Noah Harari, which speaks great pride. When he does those interviews, especially the videos he have done. I don't know if he made any new ones, but the videos he have done that brothers done seen that got stored up, he's prideful. And not just him, it's that whole bloodline, man. That's Edom. Alright? That's the elite. We talking about the elite here. Alright? And they send out their spokesmen, their prophets, man. Because that's what Yuval Noah Harari is to them. He's a prophet to them. You know? He gonna speak it before it actually happened. That's a prophet. You know? So anyway, let's continue.
He gave him blockchain. He gave him the Trump coin, and they bought it. That's the black magic. or it's complete stupidity. You pick, okay? Either way, it's in full effect, and that's a prime example of it. This is another. Yes, troops, whoever, police, need to help people in everyday life in these cities. Yes, crime is out of control in all these places. But it seems like some of these things are almost a staged event, like the whole big balls getting beat up thing, so they can clamp down on DC. You never cared before about anyone getting stabbed, raped, shot, Seth Riched in DC. Never. But see, DC is a federal district. It's not a state. The governors hold the power in every state when it comes to the troops, so that you know how the law sits. The only way in the end that he can ever circumvent any governor in their power is to declare absolute insurrection in a city.
See that? And we just read about that in 2nd Ezra 16. A great insurrection, shall come upon those that fear the Lord.
Where he cannot conduct and issue his laws of the United States of America and all this, which I put nothing past these guys at this point. But this is a warning. You cannot sit there cheering on the clampdown and all these things that could strip our freedoms and go against everyday people just because you think the other side is all Dems or bad and this and that. You need to get it out of the political spectrum, this left-right paradigm you've been sucked into, and to snap out of the MAGA spell. Because when troops start getting sent to every city, all over the place, used against the people, it's everything we ever wanted. Okay, Jade Helm in full effect, on the border, straight up, camps built, not even being used to house any of these migrants. They're being shipped straight out of here and then to other countries. He wants to do the same thing with people that don't like it. Remember, this is a Trump that just completely turned on his base, and he fractured his base because he said, look, if you want to care about Epstein and all that, the heck with you, the hell with you. People that are smart and wise, they felt like it was a smack in the face, and they jumped ship wisely, because you don't need to be on this like what they're doing with ICE. They're trying to convince all these people out there because there's no jobs anywhere. Go join ICE. We'll take in all 80,000 of you. And what are you doing? You're going to join the feds. People are getting used and led around. You hear it with this black magic, large scale, and that's the biggest thing here. Most of them don't even realize what it is that they're under it and influenced by it. But it's real deal. And the longer that they sit there and ignore it, the more it's working. We're here to break that spell and snap out of it.
Alright, and the only spell gonna be broken is the Lord open up the minds and seal it in the foreheads, those of the hopeful elect. That's why Revelation 7 speaks on how the angels are holding back the wind. The wind represents the destruction. It said until we seal in the foreheads of the Lord's elect, roughly paraphrasing. So there you go. That's the only reason why this place ain't destroyed yet, because the Heavenly Father is gonna save his elect. They gotta know this truth. They're going to call upon his true name and his son. And they're going to have faith. He's going to install them. He's going to activate that ingredient of faith inside them. All right? Because faith is a gift. And the Lord knows who's his. So, with that, I'm going to end it. It's pretty long. Hope you were edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Bercha, Kodash. Double honors to my apostles and elder bishops here in Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's elect. Shalom.